police are more responsible in the way they manage cases of sexual and gender-based violence. We want to see more prosecutions. We want to see more convictions of perpetrators of sexual and gender-based violence. Children's lives are being destroyed, women's lives are being destroyed, and nobody is doing anything about it. We want to see a law enforcement whose duty is to protect us, taking up the mantle to begin to fish out people who are perpetrating this violence against women and girls, and arrest them and prosecute them and get convictions. We don't want to hear that cases have been swept under the carpet or cases are being covered up. We're also calling on the National Assembly to take the time to review our existing laws and enact laws that prescribe stiffer penalties for cases of child molestation, rape, and defilement and all of that. How do people take a 6-month-old baby, a 3-year-old baby, and destroy their lives, destroy their reproductive organs? And at the end of the day, the only penalty is 2 years imprisonment or a fine. That is unacceptable, extremely unacceptable, totally unacceptable. So the National Assembly must review our laws to prescribe stiffer penalties for people who are perpetrating violence against women and children. And we also want the media to be more proactive in the way they report and not continue to further victimize the victims. When the media display photos of the victims, display the names of the victims without even mentioning the name of the perpetrator, you're further victimizing the victim because you're laying a lot of blame and a lot of emphasis on that victim while the identity of the perpetrator remains hidden. And we don't want that anymore. So the media must wake up and become the watchdog that it is, create public awareness about the issue of sexual and gender-based violence, and ensure that the reportage of sexual and gender-based violence is responsible and makes the right impact. It is the duty of law enforcement agents to investigate and find out whether it is true or not. But you, as a responsible citizen who wants to see the end of gender-based violence, you're responsible first to believe that individual. Remember, like she said, the theme of this year is Hear Me Too. Let us focus on hearing people.
In response to this menace of sexual and domestic violence, prevalence everywhere, including FCT, we have set up a response team that is all-encompassing. And as part of this awareness, this is ongoing, for every one of us to be an advocate. When you hear of violence anywhere, you have a place to report to. And the place is Social Development Secretariat, Area 10, Arts and Culture. You have help there. Every one of us, all of us present here, and even those at home, please, when you hear of any form of violence, please don't keep it to yourself. Be an advocate. Be your brother's keeper. Speak out. Report to the police. Report to Social Development Secretariat, and we will come to the rescue of both victims and perpetrators. I don't think anybody can claim ignorance of cases of sexual and gender-based violence now in Nigeria. It is a pandemic. It is all a national emergency. Our children are not safe at home. They are not safe in the school. They are not safe on the streets. So where do they find safe space? This is not a matter of these NGOs have come again. It is no longer an NGO issue. It is now an issue that everybody must get involved into it. We need to find a way to curb this menace. We need to find a way to fight this menace headlong. There are laws that are available. For instance, the VAP Act was signed into law 2015, and this law is functional in the FCT. But despite that, there are still cases of violence against women and children on the increase. The rates are alarming, and we cannot continue to stand by and watch and pretend it does not concern us. If it does not concern you today, someday it might concern somebody you are close to, and that is why we all need to come out. In FCT, there is a sexual and gender-based violence response team. Just like you have heard, it is situated at Social Development Secretariat, and we have an emergency number. The emergency number is 080-78-11-11-26. Everywhere you are in the FCT, if you call that number, you must find a solution to your issue. So don't just keep quiet. If you suspect it, ensure that you verify and find out what's going on. If you have a child around you, or if you have a child under you who takes the courage to come to you and says, this is the problem I'm going through, don't shut them down. Do not keep them silent. The theme for this year's 16 days of activism says, Hear Me Too. It means when survivors come to you, listen to them. believe them, and ensure you find a way to stop that issue around them. You can't just begin to pretend as if you don't know what's happening and we overlook it. Even if you're under a rock, you must have